everybody, and welcome back to the BJ and Tuds show. I'm joined as always as Tuds and Eric, and let's just jump right into this. Let's talk some NFL. So something I saw, Travon Walker is now the betting favorite to be the #1 overall pick. Tuds, I know you've been all over this.
I have. I've been saying it for weeks. Am I surprised about it? No. A lot of teams love the potential he has, and they're going to bet on it, I think. And yeah. I think it helps that Aiden Hutchinson isn't like the normal clear-cut #1 that there's been in the past couple of years. And like I said before, I think he's going to be a safe pick, but I don't think he has the potential that a lot of these guys do around him.
Sure, and you know, I think where I thought it would be Hutchinson, you know, it still could be. We have really no idea, but yeah, I think there's a level of, yes, Travon Walker is a safe pick. You know what you're getting, but also he has that high ceiling. But Aiden Hutchinson also seems to me like he's a fairly safe pick. Mm-hmm. So I think sometimes teams lean towards that safety over the huge ceiling guy at #1. But at an edge position, especially for the Jaguars, I feel like you can take a shot.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting. Kadarius Toney. What are our thoughts on him? Eric, I know you're the Giants guy here.
Well, yeah, our last podcast, I was saying how Kadarius Toney hasn't shown up to any practices and it's a little sketchy. You know, off the field, he's a little bit of a nuthead. So I wasn't really sure what was going on with him, even on the field when he punched a dude in the face. So you never know what's really going on with him. He did show up to the mini camp recently, a voluntary one. So I don't think he's going to go anywhere now, but I was thinking he might go somewhere.
So
yeah,
you don't think he's moved?
I don't think he will be.
I don't think he's going anywhere either, especially because, well, it turns out that they weren't looking for trades. They were just open to people calling them and seeing what they can get.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the most they could get right now is like a third.
Yeah.
And this dude has way too much talent.
Exactly.
To trade for a third.
Well, let's just take other, you're not going to trade a first-round pick receiver for a third-round pick after his rookie year.
1 year, yeah.
You're just not going to, like, the Patriots have held on to N'Keal Harry for this long.
Yeah.
Like, you don't trade first-round receivers. You always give them a chance to figure it out.
Yep. And like Eric said, his off-the-field issues is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of cares more about his rap career than being an NFL player.
Yeah.
And he's insane. So,
but, there's a lot of great NFL players who have issues off the field that are still available on Sundays.
Yeah.
So
the biggest thing for him is not even to get those off the field issues figured out. It's to stay healthy and play on the field.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he couldn't do that last season. And if he can do that, that's half the battle, and he's going to produce a lot.
Right. I agree with that.
The one game he was fully healthy. He had like
189 yards.
And then how many receptions? Like double digits. I forget how many.
Or something like that. 12 for 189, if I can remember.
And then he punched a dude in the face at the end.
Definitely a lot of talent. I hope he has a great year this year. I don't think he moves, but definitely something to keep an eye on, especially now that we're coming around to the draft. And if the Giants want to get another pick somewhere in here, maybe they throw in Toney. Who knows?
That's the only way I think it could be done, is because they're looking at picks 5 and 7 right now.
Yeah.
And they could get a prime wide receiver 1 in this draft.
Right.
But I still don't think it happens. They already have those 2 picks. Might as well use them on other things they need.
Yeah.
Especially Galladay is locked up. They've just re-signed Sterling Shepard. So I think it'd be in their best interest to keep the receivers they have and look elsewhere.
Yeah, we're set with receiver.
Absolutely. So another name being thrown around that the Raiders are, I believe they're taking calls and listening. Again, like, it doesn't mean anything. Darren Waller. Thoughts?
Well, I know the Packers were the big team that was interested in him.
As they should be.
Well, yeah, especially with their lack of receivers right now. If they could acquire Waller, that takes a lot of pressure off the front office to go out and find 3, even 4 more receivers to bring in.
Absolutely.
It will make their job a lot easier. Maybe you just need to sign 1 more guy and draft one, and we'll be set receiving.
Right.
I do know Derek Carr said there's no shot in how it's happening.
Well, and
but what does he really know?
no, and I'm sure the last thing the new head coach and new GM want to do is go in there and trade Darren Waller. He's been the best offensive weapon they've had. So, I mean, he won't be this year because obviously they acquired Devontae Adams, but at the same time, there's a lot of familiarity between him and Carr and between Carr and Adams. The only issue that makes is where are all the targets going? But at the same time, when you have two weapons like that and Renfro, it only makes your offense that much better. And especially the Raiders, who want to throw the ball almost every down. I believe they led the league in pass attempts last year.
Yeah. Especially with the Raiders and Packers, like they just made a big trade.
Right.
The Packers just got a bunch of picks from the Raiders.
Right.
I don't know how much else those teams can be involved trading with each other. Especially if Waller wasn't in that package already.
Right. And what would a deal for Waller require? I don't know if I would give up a first round pick for Waller.
Yeah, I would not either.
But I mean, it'd still have to be a pretty decent package of a second round pick and maybe a few players or something like that, on the defensive side of the ball for the Raiders. But another thing to keep an eye on NFL. So let's talk some baseball. Let's do give me 3 surprises of the baseball season so far.
So my first surprise is the Guardians offense.
Okay.
In our standings video, I think I had them last. And I shit on their lineup about not having anyone other than Jose Ramirez. And now here they are. They have 4 games with 10 runs or more already.
Yep.
Jose Ramirez, as I said, he was going to be good, but he's playing out of his mind. Steven Kwan is playing out of his mind. And they're just hitting all the way through the lineup.
So my first surprise is Steven Kwan.
Yeah.
He's hitting 341 with 10 runs scored. I mean, he gets on base and he scores runs.
And if you can get on base for Jose Ramirez, your offense is going to be pretty good.
Exactly. And that's why I had the Guardians near the bottom as well. I didn't think that anybody would get on for Jose Ramirez.
We didn't even know about Steven Kwan at that time.
No, not at all. Eric, first surprise.
I also said Guardians offense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Tuds, give me another one.
Rockies 10-6 right now in a pretty tough division too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eric's gonna say it.
Yep.
But, CJ Cron having a great start, hitting for power every time he's up at bat.
So good.
And really through the lineup, a lot of guys are hitting for power and they're just scoring a lot of runs.
Yep.
Yeah. Connor Joe.
Joe.
He's great leadoff for them. He's been home runs leadoff. Get on base.
Yep. My second surprise is Andrew Benintendi. He's leading the American League in batting average at 388.
Okay.
Last year, he had the Royals they've been off to a slow start for what I thought they would be. And I think that's more on pitching and stuff like that. But Benintendi is a player who got traded because he wasn't producing for the Red Sox, came to Kansas City, wasn't really producing there. And then this year he's just getting on base. I was surprised to see he was leading the American League in batting average.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even know he was starting off hot and would not have guessed that.
I also did not know that.
Yeah. Eric, what's your second surprise for us?
I got how bad the White Sox are doing. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They're 4th in their division. And we all said at the beginning of the year, their division's terrible. We all thought they would be one of the best. They're the best in their division. They're struggling so far.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the White Sox were one of my disappointments because I think it's more of a disappointment.
Yeah,
that's surprised they're meant to be more positive, but yeah, I agreed. That's very slow start from the White Sox, losing a lot of games they shouldn't so far.
Yeah,
they just got swept by the Guardians.
Yep.
I mean
that. I guess you can call that a disappointment.
Yeah, I would put that in the disappointment. I had them there as well.
Yeah.
Third surprise.
I have the Mets starting at 13-5.
Okay.
Like, I think we knew they'd be good, but they're winning very close games that in years past, they don't win those close games at all. I don't know if you saw the game last night.
I did not.
Absolutely insane. 2 outs. The Mets were down 1. Grounded a first that the first baseman made a diving play, and the pitcher just doesn't cover first. And the Mets end up scoring 2 and taking the lead. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, 13-5 for the Mets. I knew their lineup was good. I knew their pitching was good, but they're playing to the potential that we usually don't see them play.
Hey, man, as the saying goes, the Mets are going to Met. We just waiting on it. Just waiting on it.
Yep.
My last surprise is Pablo Lopez for the Miami Marlins. In 3 games, he's 2-0. He's got 17 Ks. He's got 0 walks allowed, and he's leading the National League in ERA with .50, 52. He's been lights out.
Yeah.
I mean, lights out. He's got the Marlins, and I think they're in 3rd in that division, which I thought they'd be towards the bottom. So, they've won every game that he started.
Yeah.
So if he keeps pitching like that, maybe get some wins, maybe they climb into the wild card. Who knows?
Yeah. Him paired with Sixto Sanchez and Jesus Luzardo. That's going to be a very good young trio. They can keep those guys together.
Oh, yeah. Eric, 3rd surprise.
It's going to be the Yankees pitching. I wasn't very high on the starting rotation at the beginning of the year, and everyone but Cole is like stepping it up. Cole looks fine, but he's kind of struggling. But Nestor, best pitcher in the league.
I just want to say I love how Nestor last year was like a joke every time he did good.
Yeah,
it was
now,
like, Nestor did it again.
Yeah.
You see it? And now it's like, it's not a joke anymore.
Yeah, no, he's like actually really good. Yeah,
He's damn good.
Like, it's insane how consistent he's been over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
like
it's
no
crazy.
one would have thought that.
Yeah, like one of the best ERAs in the league combined.
Throwing a lot more cutters than last year, which has been working extremely well and have been making him even more dominant. Like that cutter, people just can't seem to hit it.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that thing? Cole pitched his last start here where he actually looked really, really good. Did you see that thing people are talking about with maybe he's got some
what a joke, man.
I did see
substance on the back of the leg there.
And what an absolute joke. Like when you rub your hand off in the same spot after every pitch, it's gonna get dirty. You're playing baseball.
I agree.
Come on.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
All right. So let's jump to disappointments. All right, let's only do 2 because Tuds, we already talked about the White Sox. Eric, I know you hit the White Sox.
Yep, my bad.
So, Tuds, give me your second disappointment.
So second disappointment is Phillies being 7-10. Their pitching is kind of going to be a problem all year, I think. I don't know how much better it's going to get, but it's their offense. It's started off very slowly, and that's an offense I do think they'll pick it up.
Yeah, I agree with that. That lineup's just too good to not figure it out. They have some new pieces, so you have to think they're still shuffling around the lineup to find what works, and I think they'll get there.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the Phillies, but definitely a disappointing start for them.
For sure.
Mine is the Red Sox at 7-10.
Yeah.
I thought we knew the pitching wasn't good when Sale went down. We knew the bullpen wasn't very good despite their additions of Strom and Diekman. But I thought this lineup was better than what it has been putting out there.
Definitely. There's 6 through 9 hitters have been batting like 150 across the board.
Yeah.
They're getting no production from the bottom of their order. The top of the order isn't doing great either. Xander's batting like 340, but other than that, no one's really doing much. Also, defensively, they've been bad. They
were not good defensively last year either.
No, Dahlbeck at first, man. I'm not even with the Trevor Story play where his foot was on the wrong side of the bag. He's just not making plays across the board.
Yeah,
and when he's not hitting too, that sets the team back a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with the Red Sox, they played the Rays the other day, the extra innings game. They get no hit until the 10th. They go out and score 2 runs, and then the fielding, you have an error, and then Kiermaier walks it off. 3-2 win Rays.
I was going bananas watching that.
It's just those are games you have to win,
especially the division games like that.
Right? So a little disappointed with the Red Sox start. Honestly, as a Yankees fan, I don't really care if they figure it out.
Yeah, right.
I think they will, but I found that interesting.
Well, the thing with that is their pitching's actually been good so far.
Yeah, right. It's not even the pitching that's really
it's not. But I think once they do figure out their hitting, I don't think the pitching's going to hold up.
Right.
I think we're going to see the hitting get better and the pitching get worse.
Well,
so
early season baseball, it's the hitters usually start out a little slow. Some guys are hot, and the pitching's pretty good, and then it usually flips. So to see that the Red Sox are the opposite, or no, they're not the opposite. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Pitching's good. So later in the year, once hitters get into that mid-season form, their pitching's it's not gonna hold up.
Yeah, it's not. They just don't have the guys.
No. Eric, second disappointment.
I'm gonna go with the Rangers here. I didn't expect them to be top of the division, but I expected them to be better than the A's. And also Marcus Semien, he's batting 188. They definitely expected a lot more than him. I know it's the beginning of the season, but he doesn't even have a home run yet.
Yeah.
Hasn't really been producing.
The thing with Semien is like he had a fantastic year last year on a 1-year deal with the Blue Jays. But look at his whole career into account. He hasn't been anything special other than that 1 year last year. He got the bag based off a 1-year deal where he did good in Toronto.
Well, he was.
I don't think he'll ever come back to that year he had last year.
No. His last year on the A's, wasn't he in MVP voting, like third?
Not from what I remember.
I think he was.
But still.
Other than
the sample size of great years for Marcus Semien is
I know
small, like
compared to his earlier years on the A's.
So I mean, when he got the bag from the Rangers, I was like, well, let's not overpay because of his last year, but that's the way things go. And especially with the infielder market last year, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So if the Rangers weren't going to pay him, somebody else was going to. So last disappointment, Andrew.
So for me, I just wrote the Reds. And it's not that they're 3-10 right now because I thought they'd suck. It's just the lineup from last year to this year. Like, what a disappointment, man. They have Jonathan India, who's one of the best up-and-coming middle infielders in the whole league. They lost Castellanos. They lost Winker. They lost Suarez. Like, keep all those guys here, and they would have done something this year. They would have made the playoffs, I think.
I agree with that.
It's just such a shame that they really built something up for 1 year and it all came crashing down the next year.
Yeah. And
now they're bad. They're bad.
They're very bad. They're very bad this year.
Yeah.
But we kind of knew they would suck this year, especially after they sold everybody.
Right.
I mean, it's just the way it goes sometimes. I found it as a surprise when they made all those moves. But you never know sometimes with these franchises when they're getting ready to just sell and try. They would
have just had the perfect amount of veterans and young guys on that team this year. They kept it together.
Yeah. Right. So my second disappointment, I know we talked about him starting slow a little bit the other day. Kyle Tucker. Like we said, he's supposed to be an AL MVP candidate. He's hitting 169 and he's got 14 Ks. I mean, he's just not putting the ball in play, and he's part of the reason why the Astros aren't, in 1 or 2 in that division. Which I thought the Astros were going to win that division. I know you both had the Mariners, but I still think the Astros could, but they need Kyle Tucker to start producing.
Also, Yordan Alvarez, I think, is batting like 180. And those are your two big lefties you're counting on in the middle of the order to put up some runs, and they're not doing it right now.
Right, exactly. So, you could put the Astros as a whole as a disappointment. I didn't want to because, they're 8-8. So what, they're starting slow. It is what it is. But
Brantley's still batting out of his mind.
Yeah, he's batting like 320.
He's like 330 or something.
Yeah. But Astros are 7-9.
7-9. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not going to say they're a disappointment. They're just starting slow, but it's like we need our all-stars to play like all-stars.
Yeah.
Yep. My third one was the exact same as you. Altuve, Tucker, Jordan.
Yep.
They gotta do something.
Yeah, it's your core guys have to produce. And I think losing Correa is posing a lot more problems for this team.
Yeah,
than I thought it would.
Especially now they have to produce because like the bottom of that lineup is abysmal.
Yeah.
So if they're not producing, they have nothing.
Right.
I will say that Correa definitely hurts, but I don't think it's on him because Jeremy Pena, who replaced him, has been playing very well. Their new shortstop.
Yeah.
He's been playing well enough for the team to win. It's just on Altuve and Tucker.
Right.
Like they're the reason they're not winning.
Right. No, and I agree with that. I wasn't blaming Correa for leaving at all. I'm not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, if you're Altuve, it's nice knowing you got Correa behind you sometimes to pick you up.
Yeah.
But all right, Eric, why don't you do we have any more topics?
I did want to talk about one more thing before the game.
Yes.
I just want to talk about dead baseballs.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's becoming pretty evident that this year, and a lot of these slow starts with the guys we've been talking about, could be due to these deadened baseballs. Last year, we kind of saw, these 1:00 games that no one was really watching use the dead baseballs. And then these primetime big matchups, it's like 10-8, 11-7. Yeah. Like, for example, the Field of Dreams game.
Oh, yeah.
Like when a lot of people are watching and you want offense, Manfred's throwing the live baseballs in there.
You're telling me
which
those
poses a huge problem for Manfred. Because these are bettable games that people are throwing money on, betting the under, and then, oh no, we're using live baseballs today, and then everyone's hitting home runs.
Right.
Like Manfred can have a huge problem on his hands with this if there's more evidence coming out.
I was gonna say it's all evidence depending. I have no idea like the whole legalities of it, but yeah, if there is more evidence that he's just picking and choosing which games he's throwing live base and juice baseball.
That's what he's been being accused of right now.
Yeah, he's also the worst commissioner of all sports.
He is.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like 2 years ago, it was like, no one's watching baseball. What do they like? They like home runs. Let's throw in some baseballs here, like once in here and there, and get some home runs that people want to watch. Now it's like 2 years later, everyone's either hitting a home run or striking out.
Yeah.
So how do we do this? Throw in some dead baseballs where players have to change the way that they're hitting to focus more on contact and putting the ball in play than trying to hit home runs.
Right.
And I think we're seeing that with a lot of players starting the year, like Kyle Tucker, like Jordan. They're not getting a hold of these baseballs like they did last year, and it's affecting how many hits they have and like things like that.
Right. It's definitely you can see it in some games. I remember it was I think it was opening day for the Red Sox Yankees, or it was one of those primetime games. You texted, you go, oh my God, these balls are so juiced right now.
Yeah.
And the ball was just popping off the bat, and you can tell sometimes.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely something I'm going to be more conscious of it now. But if there's more evidence, he's in a lot of trouble here.
He's already on thin ice, and that would cause that dude a lot of hell.
Oh yeah. There's millions.
Like Vegas would come after him.
There's millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars. But and the thing is, I don't even know if Vegas would come after him, because they win no matter what.
That's true.
It would be more like, let's say you threw $1 million. You don't have this kind of money, and neither do I.
But like big bettors, would file a lawsuit against the MLB.
Absolutely. If that becomes like clear and true, absolutely. I lost $1 million on an under because you decided to juice the baseballs that game.
Yep.
Yeah. I could totally see that.
Yeah. I hope it does happen for Manfred's sake, so we can get him the hell out of there.
Yeah.
He's so bad. Listen, we give Roger Goodell a lot of shit, but he is by far the worst.
We just need an Adam Silver everywhere.
He's great.
He is great, isn't he?
He does no wrong, man.
I know.
He really doesn't. All right, let's jump to the game. Eric, do you want to explain the game?
Yep. So just like the past two podcasts, we're going to do the 2010s leaders, but this time for MLB. So I got things like home runs, hits, runs, and stolen bases. And I'm going to name the team, and you are going to name the player that leads the franchise in the 2010 to 2019. So we're going to go.
First of all, I'm just going to say before we start, I'm very scared.
Me too.
I don't think we're going to do well on this.
I don't think so either.
I try to pick knowable ones.
Okay.
Some of them were.
Dude, the thing is, like,
Baseball,
I don't know how many times I've thought about these players.
Well, think about it. Like baseball, it could be like a guy played 1 year for this team in this era, and he could lead the team in batting average.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's where I think it's more difficult.
Yeah, but these are like hits, runs, home runs. So there's no batting average.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it should be a little easier.
When we do this for like football, I think we think about those players a lot more than like older baseball players.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Let's give it a whirl.
15 guys, easy to hard. So
All
first one, Yankees home runs.
Is this easy?
I don't know.
I have a guess.
Me as well.
All right. Who do you got?
All right.
Aaron Judge.
Mark Teixeira.
It is Mark Teixeira.
Hold on. I was going to put either Judge or Teixeira.
I just thought
they both played like half the 2010s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to get that. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was.
I'm surprised you didn't put Judge, to be honest.
I didn't think he'd been 2017, 2016, did he?
I think
2016.
16? Yeah.
Maybe 15. I think 16.
But his rookie year, he had, 51? So
yeah. Royals hits is the next one.
What do you got?
I don't know if I got his first name right. I think I did. I have Alex Gordon.
Salvador Perez?
It's Alex Gordon.
I forgot about Alex.
He was there for so long.
Yeah.
He's just a very, very forgettable person to me.
He is.
That's true.
No offense to him.
He really is.
I just forget about the Royals World Series runs.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Next is Rockies runs.
Rockies runs.
All right. What do you got?
Carlos Gonzalez.
Troy Tulowitzki.
It is Cargo.
Let's go, baby. I love Cargo.
I'm trying.
2-1.
Did he play somewhere else?
He did go somewhere after, and I don't remember where.
I have no clue.
Okay.
I think he did go somewhere after.
All right.
Next is red stolen bases.
If it's not this guy, I'm going to be very upset. Like, very upset. You said Reds, correct?
Reds, yes.
Okay. Reds.
The stolen bases ones I'm going to suck at, I think.
I see the grinds. They're working. The gears they're working. They're moving.
I just have like a name, but I don't even think this guy was necessarily this fast.
Okay. Well, you don't have to be fast to steal bases.
I feel like I'm missing an obvious guy.
Same. Oh,
like I can't even think of people that played on the Reds, dude. Like
I have a name in my head, but I don't know if he was there long enough, so I'm gonna stick with what I have.
All right, if I can't think of a guy in 10 seconds, I'm going with this one.
Okay. See,
Reds.
The Reds are tough.
They are. No one cares about the Reds. Let's be honest.
No, they really don't.
All right, I'm just gonna go with it.
Brandon Phillips.
Brandon Phillips.
Yeah.
It's Billy Hamilton.
That was the name I had in my head. Damn it.
I thought that one was easy.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if he played like.
It's because he jumped around so much at the end of his career.
Yeah, that's true.
Damn.
That's why. Yeah, no, that should have been an easy one.
Yeah.
That should have been an easy one. I should have changed. Fuck.
Rangers hit is next.
Rangers hit.
Got it.
Yep.
Has to be this guy. Has to be this guy.
I have two names in my head. I'm just gonna go with this one. Who do you got?
Elvis Andrews.
Elvis Andrews.
It is Elvis Andrews. I thought you guys would think Adrian Beltre.
That was the other one I had.
Andrews just played there longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, 3-2, BJ.
Okay.
Andrew, you should know this one. Phillies hits. You were a Phillies fan back in the day.
Phillies hits. I mean, this has got to be after Ryan Howard, right?
I was gonna say I watched them like
Yeah, I know.
before the 2010s.
Phillies hits. This is a tough one.
It is.
It is.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say it's not Chase Utley.
No, I wouldn't say it's Chase
I
Utley.
cannot confirm or deny.
Huh.
I have a guess.
I don't think it's this guy, but it is what it is. Shane
Cesar
Victorino.
Hernandez.
It's Cesar Hernandez.
Let's go.
What a guess.
What a pull.
Fuck you.
He's a Phillies fan.
Because like
Deep down.
after the run they had, they didn't really have anyone that good after like Howard and Utley
Yeah.
and like Victorino.
I just couldn't
Yeah.
think of another Philly from that.
Yeah. 4-2.
All right. Next is Padres hits.
Padres hits.
Oh, got it.
How?
I figured you would.
Yeah, I'll tell you why after.
I don't know why I,
don't
knew
like
you
this.
would know
I don't
that.
like this little collusion here between the brothers. There's
I don't
something.
know why I knew he would know that.
Yeah, and I don't. Then why? You know, if you know he's gonna get it, don't put it on you.
You can get this one.
He probably didn't think I'd get Cesar Hernandez.
I did not think
Don't
that.
know if I can get this one. Padres.
Go deep in the bag for this one.
Oh boy, that just doesn't help at all.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not up on my 2010 Padres players.
Might be worse than the Reds.
Yeah,
They
The
were
Padres have
really
been-
bad.
they've been a joke until Tatis got there, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the only guy I can think of, and I know it's not right.
Who do you have?
Will Myers.
It's got to be Chase Headley, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chase Hadley.
Yeah,
Yankee
'cause-
legend.
He was top 3 in MVP the year before he
He
got traded to
was.
the Yankees.
Yep.
I would never have got that.
Yeah.
I
was a
forgot he
beast.
existed.
He was a beast on the Padres. All right, 5-2.
Terrible on the
Okay.
Yankees.
I have a lot of
Oh.
time. I have
He's
nothing.
one of those
but
dudes that
time.
couldn't play in New York.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of those.
Yep. Pirates stolen bases.
Oh, good. Pirates stolen bases.
I have 3 names in my head already. This is a very tough one.
I think I know the 3.
Do you?
Yep.
So I'm taking out the obvious one. So I have 2.
Okay.
Well, I have one, but I think he's an obvious one. So now I don't have one.
It could be him. It could be him. I just didn't do him.
All right, I'll try it.
Who do you have?
Starling Marte.
I have Starling Marte as well.
It is Starling Marte.
Okay.
Okay, that's not the obvious one.
Andrew McCutcheon is. Yeah.
McCutcheon was like,
Oh, I didn't even.
and then my third was
Gary
Josh
Polanco?
Harrison.
Oh.
Josh Harrison.
Yeah. I had Blanco and Marte, but I
Yeah.
thought Marte was too obvious.
Yeah. All right, 6-3.
All right. A's runs.
A's runs.
A's.
I mean, the A's have just had like. I mean, I like.
Before like this last team that they just blew up, I can't really think of the roster.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Olsen, Chapman were there long enough.
Right, yeah. Damn.
I'm trying to think like the A's. I'm trying to think of somebody who like got traded late, like late 2010s to somewhere else because he was a good young guy. But
All right, I came up with a guess. I have two in my head.
I'm just gonna go with this. I think it makes sense. He might have been there long enough.
All right, let's see him.
Marcus Semien.
Coco Crisp.
Wow, really?
Okay.
I thought he was before that.
I would never have got Coco Crisp.
No, I thought it would have been like before 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What number are we on?
We have 6 left. All right, so next we got Rays stolen bases.
I feel like this is a layup.
You think so?
I think it is a layup.
This is the only guy that comes to my mind.
As Yankees fans, this should be pretty easy.
Oh, no.
I would think.
Nope.
That's fair.
Okay.
Kevin Kiermaier.
Who do you got, BJ?
Sam?
Kevin Kiermaier.
It's Melvin Upton Jr.
What?
Okay.
He was a speedster.
A layup.
I
guess my layup got blocked.
There's no layups down here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Kiermaier doesn't have it for the Rays. That blows my mind.
I mean, Upton was there for a long time.
Kiermaier's been there for a while.
True. Upton was a base stealer.
I guess so. All
right. Twins home runs.
Oh boy.
Now, 2 come to mind, but I don't think.
Well, the first one we probably thought of the same guy.
I don't think they were there long enough.
Shit, who was on the earlier Twins teams? Oh, now I have 2 different ones in my head.
I'm going with this one. It's probably wrong, but I don't think it's the other.
I got an answer.
Okay.
All right.
I got Miguel Sano.
Justin Morneau.
It's Brian Dozier.
What?
So
I thought of Sano, Morneau, Mauer.
I thought of Morneau and Mauer. I'm like, I don't think they were there long enough in the 2010s.
Yeah.
Because Mauer retired early.
I think Morneau played a little longer than Mauer.
Yeah, these are tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next is Cardinals home runs.
I'm going with it. No,
I can't put this guy because it
can't be.
It's too obvious.
Home runs, huh?
Yep.
Home runs.
Hmm.
Okay. Try this guy. I have a guess. Probably not right.
Can't even think of a lot of guys right now. I mean, I'm just gonna put it. I don't have another guess. It's not right. Ready?
You put Pujols?
No, I put Yachty.
I put Matt Carpenter.
It is Matt Carpenter.
Oh, good pull.
6'4"?
6'4".
Okay.
There's like 3 left.
Pujols and Yachty were too obvious.
I have life.
I thought of David Freese, but that's not it.
Next is Cleveland runs.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate it as well. I want to like this far down. It can't be Jose Ramirez, but
exactly. It can't.
The first thing you think of is wrong, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Okay. Cleveland runs.
I'm not getting this. I already know I'm not getting this.
Yeah, I'm not getting this one either. I can't even think of another Cleveland Guardian.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Or Indian.
Well, at the
Has
time.
to be. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting this. I'm just gonna think of a name.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
think of a
pretty
name
much,
right now.
that's pretty much what I'm doing. I can't think of a name.
What was the category? Runs?
Runs.
Yeah.
Stephen Kwan.
So I'm taking we're not doing pitchers in this.
No.
Okay, runs. Dude, I can't think of anybody.
I can't think of anyone either.
Guys,
I really can't.
they had a World Series team. You can't think of anyone on that team?
No.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
I can't. Is that the one that they imploded
tripping.
against the
Yeah.
Cubs?
All right, I'm
He
just
was-
putting this because
He was on that team. I'll give you that.
All right, this is the only one I can think of on that team. So
Dude, I can't even. This is I think he was there, but I don't think he scored a lot of runs, but it's the only one.
I don't
can
think this
of.
dude was on the team long enough.
Who do you have?
Raji Davis.
Carlos Santana.
It is Carlos Santana.
No way.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
That
kidding me?
that was completely out of my ass.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
I do not think of him as a run scorer.
I that's why I put it.
Yeah.
But I was like,
I would have
that's
never
the
thought of
only
that.
guy I can think of on that team.
I couldn't even remember he was there.
Wow.
All right, 6-5. You're storming back.
All right. We got Mets home runs next.
This is tough.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Mets home runs.
I knew the second half of this was gonna be so hard.
Yeah. Mets home runs.
It's already hard enough to think of like the big name guys that were there in the playing times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't really even remember like the superstars. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Now we got to pull these guys.
I have a name, but I don't think he played enough like in the early 2010s to fit this. I'll try. I have a guess. I don't think it's right, but
Yeah, I just can't think.
what do you got?
David Wright.
That was my other guess. I went Jose Reyes.
It's Lucas Duda.
Okay.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah, not happening. Is this
All
the
right.
last one?
This is the last one.
All right,
Okay.
make your wager, Tuds.
6-5 right now.
6-5. Okay. All right. Here we go. Last one.
All right. Cubs stolen bases.
Fuck off.
This is
bases?
a tough. I did not know this. I would never have guessed this.
Bases.
So if you're thinking of one, it's not right. Think deeper.
Oh no.
I knew doing this was a bad idea. Cubs stolen bases.
All right. This is a complete shot.
All right, I got to at least think of a decent guess.
Oh, I don't have a decent guess. I don't have a decent guess.
God.
Oh boy. The thing is, I have a few guys in my mind, but the way he reacted, like says it, I just can't.
Yeah. So before we reveal, how many points did you wager?
5.
Okay, I wagered 1. So
Okay. Who do you got?
Ben Zobrist.
Anthony Rizzo.
I was
Starling
never-
Castro.
I was thinking of Castro. He was gonna be my second guess.
The way he said it, I was like, oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe Rizzo.
Eric, who was that other Cubs shortstop they had? He played second and short. Do you remember him? He was pretty good for like 2 years.
Oh,
Cubs?
Addison Russell.
Yeah, I would have put him if I thought of his name.
Oh, didn't he
He
get in trouble for something?
something happened.
Oh, I don't remember.
I forget
Yeah,
what.
I was gonna say
Dude,
he got in
Castro's
trouble.
gonna be my other guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have never have gotten that.
Yeah.
Because I really just remember he was like solid on the Cubs, and then he started playing for the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he on the Pirates too?
He went to the
He
Marlins.
went to the Nationals.
Or
Marlins
and
and
then
Nationals.
Nationals.
Yeah.
After
Never
the
played-
Yankees.
Who am I thinking of? doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, Tuds, another good one, another close one.
That was a good one. Yep.
I made it interesting.
You did. You definitely did. Carlos Santana was a great one.
Yeah.
What was it? Matt Carpenter was a good one.
Matt Carpenter, just pulling.
I'm usually the one that have the good pulls at the end, and I couldn't get one.
Just pulling names out of a hat there for me. All right, so let's just recap some NBA here before we get into a few talking points. The Heat and Hawks. Were you gonna say something?
I said you just want to talk about the Nuts now or later.
Oh, we can go later. Let's
okay.
Yeah, because that's a big conversation here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Heat and Hawks, 3-1 Heat. Hawks only win came on a Trae Young buzzer beating floater.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler is out tonight, so I think the Hawks do win this one and make it 3-2.
Most likely.
But I'm not worried about the Heat. I think the Heat. Yeah, I think the Heat.
Yeah. I think the series is a wrap.
And I think they can win without Jimmy, but I just think he's been so ball dominant and playing so well. It'll be a little difficult without him.
Yep.
Bucks Bulls. The Bulls suck.
Bad.
They got destroyed twice at home.
Mm-hmm.
Twice.
Middleton gets hurt, and then they get embarrassed 2 games in a row. You can't allow that.
No. So
bad.
They need to figure some things out in the offseason because, and I know it's a tough matchup for them with Giannis, but to get blown out by like 25 plus both games at home.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bad.
Yeah.
Sixers, Raptors, Joel Embiid, torn right thumb ligament.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's bothering him a little bit, but
definitely was.
He's going to play through the playoffs. Series is at 3-2 now. No Van Vliet in game 5 for the Sixers last night, and they lost by 10 plus.
Yeah.
I do think the Sixers wrap that series up when they go to Philly next, I believe.
Yeah.
No.
Or is it 2-3-2?
No,
We always
it's back in Toronto.
So it is 2-3-2.
No, it's 2-2-1-1-1.
Oh God.
Yeah. So back.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be game 6 back in Toronto. Yep.
Back in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I like the Sixers in 7, but they could kill the Raptors in Toronto too.
Yeah.
Grizzlies T-Wolves 2-2. I still think the Grizzlies get this series, but Minnesota's putting up pretty good fight. Yeah,
like I said, the first game, this is gonna be the best series of round 1.
Yeah, and it's looked that way.
Yeah. I just want to mention Desmond Bane's name again because whenever he's on from 3, that team is like nearly unbeatable when he's on.
Exactly. Mavericks Jazz 3-2 Mavs. We've talked about the Jazz needing to blow up if they lose this series, and I think they're well on their way.
Yeah, they're just not playing good basketball like all around.
Yeah, no, the Mavericks, it seems like they just know how to defend them.
Yeah, they're taking away a lot of what Mitchell can do, and without Mitchell, they have no one to score.
Yeah, and Luka is that dude.
Yep,
he is that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors Nuggets 3-1. I think the Nuggets stole one. They were leading. Well, I wouldn't say stolen because they were leading most of game 4 until the Warriors tied it up with like a minute or something left, and they ended up winning in a close one.
Yeah,
but once the Warriors tied it up late, I was like, oh, this game's over. Like you just can't let the Warriors get back in a game like that.
Yeah,
so I was surprised they lost. I think them losing Draymond down the stretch, fouling out, I think that's kind of what happened. Suns Pelicans. This series has got a whole lot more interesting.
Yes, it has.
The Pelicans are playing really good basketball.
Dude, that defense they were playing last game, even if Devin Booker was playing, the Suns were not winning that game the way the Pelicans were playing on defense.
And I would be remiss if I did not mention Herb Jones.
Mm-hmm.
He is a freak defensively.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And the thing I'm impressed with about the Pelicans, they're really young, And normally, you know, when Chris Paul is talking all this shit like he normally does, because Chris Paul is an irritant. That's what he does.
Yeah.
They're giving it right back to him. They're not folding.
Yep.
They're like, well, you know what? F Chris Paul, we'll play our game and we can win some games. They can beat the Suns.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I could see them beating the Suns in 7.
Yeah. From watching the Suns the past 2 years, there is one sign where you know the Suns are crumbling. And it's when Jay Crowder bitches at every single call.
Oh, yeah.
When Jay Crowder's bitching at every single call, you know that team's in shambles.
Oh, yeah.
That's the sign.
Oh, he is insufferable sometimes.
Dude, he's such a complainer.
Yeah. But who isn't in the NBA nowadays? It's really, sometimes it's so bad.
Mm-hmm. Especially for him, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like when the Suns aren't winning, he throws like a hissy fit.
Absolutely. And they're finding a hard time finding that, like, divvying up Booker's points. You know what I mean? So obviously it's got to come from 2 or 3 different people to make Devin Booker, but they're struggling to find where those points are coming from.
Yeah.
And then the Brooklyn Nets get swept by the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to disrespect the Celtics anymore. I would have never in a million years thought Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving got swept.
Yep.
If you asked me before the series who the 2 best players on the floor were going to be in that series, I would have said Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Jason Tatum, but
Tatum was definitely the best player on the court in that series.
By far the best player on the floor.
And
easily.
Even game 4, when Tatum fouled out, they still found a way to close out the game.
Yeah.
Horrible call, by the way.
Oh, awful.
Horrible.
Awful. It's Scott Foster, man. Foster.
What are you going to do?
He did the officiating in the last 2 minutes of that game did everything they could for the Nets to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I understand you want, like, those, all 4 of the games were really great games, like down the stretch.
Yeah.
The Celtics just closed every one.
Yep.
And you can't disrespect the Celtics. At this point right now, looking at every other series, the Celtics are my favorite to win the East.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they could do it pretty handily.
Especially with the Embiid injury.
Yeah.
Middleton out with the Embiid injury.
Yep.
That really opens up the floodgates for the Celtics to go take the East.
I think the Celtics have a legit shot at winning the championship this year.
Yeah.
I really hope that doesn't happen.
If you asked me before the year, I would have said there's no way. Because the Sixers, the Nets, the Bucks, all these teams that we're talking about are better than them.
Yeah.
Even in the West, but I just don't see how they don't get there.
At least get there. Yeah, I think they're definitely the team to beat right now in the East.
But
I will say they were lucky to get Robert Williams back.
Yes.
To finish off the series.
Yes.
With the whole Ben Simmons thing. And not even to count him, but like Joe Harris the Nets needed him.
Oh yeah.
The last couple months of the season. Yeah. There are much better offense with Joe Harris.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. So where do the Nets go from here?
I really don't know. I think Kyrie and KD are both guys that are probably panicking right now, and I could see at least one of them wanting a change after this year.
See, I don't disagree with you, and I think if there's one, it's going to be Kyrie.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Durant is one of those guys that he can be in a place. You will be a playoff team if he is on your team, and he can get people to go.
Yeah.
So, him and Kyrie, they decided they wanted to go to Brooklyn, whatever. Doesn't work out. 2 years, they've won a total of 1 playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna blame Kyrie for missing half the year because of, all that vaccination stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But you could tell that the Nets, they don't play as well as a team when they need to, because like they just don't, they never figured it out with Kyrie on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's definitely interesting. And if I'm the Nets, I don't press the panic button and try to blow the thing up.
I wouldn't blow it up, but I
No.
think that having Simmons already being a point guard makes it a lot easier to let go of Kyrie for some other pieces. Now you got Simmons, Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Durant already going to still be there with Kyrie gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can build a better, well-balanced team, I think, if Kyrie is gone.
So I think
also the Nets, if Kyrie did play every game, I know it wasn't his fault, but they wouldn't have to play the Celtics in the first round.
Agreed.
And they could be in a better scenario.
They wouldn't have been in the play-in.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been in the play-in.
They would have been top 4.
Probably. I mean, Kyrie's one of those guys that can single-handedly win you a game. But if I'm the Nets, Simmons is coming back. I think it was smart for him to sit out game 4. I don't, he has these injuries that like people like us, we can't judge them. He woke up, said he had back spasms and back soreness. You can't look into that any further. It is what it is. His mental health, I'm not going to make fun of him for his mental health issues. Mm-hmm. But if he says he's not fit to play, you can't be like, all right, go out, But if they can get him back and on board and ready to play with Kyrie and Kevin Durant, mm-hmm. it's only going to make Kyrie and KD that much better. Mm-hmm. If you let them play off the ball, it'll only coming off pin screens, down screens. Yeah, you're going to have to change. It can't be ISO ball every time down the floor.
Yep.
But if you force them to come off screens and stuff like that, get them the ball in space, it's a whole new world and nobody's going to really be able to guard that.
Yeah. And 2 new players coming in from what they have right now, the Ben Simmons drive and dish to Joe Harris is going to be dangerous.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Drive and dish to Seth Curry is going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
I think
they
do need to add a true center better than anyone they have right now.
I was going to say.
I like Claxton, but he's got to be your backup.
Yes.
Claxton has to be your backup.
Drummond is useless.
He's got to go. Exactly. They need an upgrade in the starting center position.
Yeah. The Bruce Brown, I will say, played great.
Yeah.
This series against Boston. But that was also part of Boston defense saying, you know what, we'll let Bruce Brown go do his thing. Mm-hmm. We're going to put 2 on KD and we're not going to let him get a sliver of space.
Yeah.
So the thing with the Nets, they need, you have Simmons, Kyrie, KD. Obviously, those are your big 3. Mm-hmm. Now you need to surround them with more shooters and a true big that can get rebounds, kick the ball. Now we're running.
Yeah, that's why I really think that the center is the only move they have to make. Because Seth Curry and Joe Harris are exactly what they need.
Right, but I'm saying if you just add a ton of shooters off the bench, where their only role is keep the guy in front of you on defense and spot up in the corner.
Yeah,
if they got a big like PJ Tucker, that is the perfect kind of player they need. Mm-hmm. I know he plays the same position as Kevin Durant. But if you bring him off the bench, he just spots up and clamps on defense.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's too expensive for them. But I'm saying, you can get a PJ Tucker light that's bigger. Mm-hmm. That would change the offense completely for that team.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm interested to see where the rest of these series go. Tuds, who do you like in the Grizz T-Wolves series?
As good as the Timberwolves are playing, you got to go Grizzlies, man.
I agree.
Especially because if it does go to 7, they're going to finish the series at home. They've been playing so good at home.
Yep.
I think it does go 7, but
I do too.
Take it.
Eric?
Yeah, I agree with everything.
Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Suns and Pels?
I'm taking Pelicans in 7.
Me too.
I'm taking Pelicans in 7.
I can see it. I'm pretty torn about that one. but I can definitely see Pelicans.
Their defense is working too well.
Yeah.
Like not letting the Suns recover from losing Booker. They're without Booker, they're defending them too well.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I'm going Pelicans with 7.
Any changes for you in the West on who's the favorite to win?
Yeah, yes. Because was your favorite Warriors?
I was the Warriors.
I'm switching to Warriors now.
Yeah.
Warriors
because I have the Pelicans winning this round. So
right. Well, that's why I asked, but I didn't know if like any other teams impressed you. Like I'm pretty impressed with the Mavs right now, but I don't think they can beat the Warriors.
I think at the start of the playoffs it was a 2-team. Two teams
I think if the Mavs move on, I think they beat whoever wins that Suns Pelicans series.
Yeah, probably most likely.
I think the Mavericks can go to the Western Conference Finals, but
I definitely don't see the Mavs winning
against the Warriors now.
Yeah.
They're not good enough defensively to run around with the Warriors on offense.
Oh yeah, no shot. Yeah.
And Steph Curry just proves time and time again that he's the most unselfish player. I mean, he's still coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I don't think that'll happen next round, but Poole needs minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He needs
so
minutes.
good.
Also, Clay hasn't been shooting the ball that well.
No, he hasn't. But the way it's been either Steph's getting all the shots or Jordan Poole's getting all the shots.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Clay's still kind of working into it off the knee.
He's only taking the wide open ones, but even with that, he's not making enough.
Right. But I think Clay will start to knock those down.
Mm-hmm.
Because
once they get that team's not losing.
Yeah, pretty much. And, even if Clay's not making shots, he's still the second best or the best perimeter defender on that team.
True.
So, he still has an impact whether he's making shots or not. He'll give you that positive plus minus that you need. You know what I mean? So, any other NBA talking points?
It's all for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty good too. I hate seeing the Celtics do so well, but
yeah.
Is our updated finals match Warriors Celtics for all of us?
That's mine.
Yeah,
that's mine.
What it's looking like so far.
Yep.
I think the Warriors winning the West is more likely than the Celtics to win the East.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. But
do we know when Middleton's coming back? 2 weeks?
I reevaluated in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I keep our eye on it. Not exactly sure. But I mean, they definitely need him on that team.
Definitely.
He's their big shot maker.
Mm-hmm.
End of games. So
and Grayson Allen. Don't sleep on Grayson Allen off the bench.
I like Grayson. I mean,
he's been putting up numbers.
He's a shithead, but he can play ball.
He's a guy you want on your team.
Agreed. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of the BJ and Tuds Show. Tune in next time.